we're gonna do that at the
Yeah,
next
the
meeting,
month.
and then she's not gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
So we're
Okay,
not
I'm
not
good.
on the,
I'm good.
The computer took a healthy one on you, and a lot of things did not get finished.
Alright, let's go ahead and call the December department head meeting to order. Start out with Dave.
Hey, you guys got my monthly report. We had 30 calls last month. And then I have the contract for Salem Township and the check for the second portion. They raised it $500 for us for next year.
So is that what you're getting? So you're getting 500 extra?
Well, it's $1,000 more, but
Okay.
$500 each check.
So this is the last payment for 25, and then the new contract for 26 is going up.
Yes.
I got, contract for, Salem Township Fire Protection, amount of $7,000 per year.
Need a motion to approve?
I would assume so, right? Yes.
I make a motion to approve Salem Township, fire contract.
I'll second that.
Not concurred. Oh, there's a payroll.
One's for here and the other one back. And then I have a purchase order for 2 of our firefighters going through EMR class. $425 a piece, so $850 total for Med Support, or Med Sport LLC. $850.
What's EMR class at?
It's an
Sorry.
emergency medical responder.
Okay.
Used to be first responder years ago, now they changed it to.
This is Max Fire Department? Is that right?
Well, that's where they're posting the class
Oh.
at.
Okay. I make a motion for $850.
I'll second that.
Not concurred.
A lot of money.
It's $1,000 for EMT now.
I'm just saying, I just remember back when I did it, it
It was
was
like, I think it was $150 ago.
yeah, something like that. It wasn't that much.
And then, talking about that, they would like to know if they could also use this facility March 14th to do the skills testing.
Not any issues with it.
That's what we did before, isn't it?
Yeah, we've done it here before, but obviously being out here in West, they don't have nothing this size to do their skills testing.
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
fine with it.
Alright, that's all I have unless there's any questions. I do have an update on the ladder truck.
I was gonna say,
That
well,
was
you were,
what I just
you were,
already asked you.
you were getting off that easy.
So I did make contact with him and we went up and seen it. It's now been moved to Grand Rapids area, isn't that right?
So I think that's what you told me.
So it's been moved up there. They have it inside of the shop. They're actually doing work to it now, so we should hopefully have it here soon.
So it's painted.
It is painted, lights are on it. I got pictures of that last week. They just finally got the lights on it officially.
Are we still getting it without decals? Even though that was in the contract, right? Okay.
So was that for our request? I missed it.
We've talked about it just to try to expedite us getting it here.
So are they gonna cut us a check because we're not getting decals done?
I mean, we can discuss that portion.
I mean, we paid for it.
Right.
I mean, it was in the contract, so, I mean, it's not acceptable for them to drag this out. I mean, putting decals on should be a very quick, and it was decals per your designs, right? You're choosing, right? Not just a random generic decal.
Cause it's still, I mean, it's not a cheap, it's still not a cheap thing to just put, it's not cheap to just slap them on a truck.
I will double check with him and see if they will do it where it's at.
That's fine, if they won't do it, then we can get a price from somebody and they can just cut us a check for it.
Right. I'll talk to him and see if I can get a hold of him this week. Find that out and I'll let you guys know.
We'll have to get that worked out, cause I mean, I agree, we need to get it, but we also need to get what we paid for.
Okay, I totally agree.
Okay.
And an update on the earpack grant real quick. So the government's open, we did finally accept our grant. So we're working in progress now to get quoting and all that. So
Did you have a match on that?
it was what, a couple $1,000.
Yeah, we already paid for it.
Well, I think there's 10,000 we have to pay for it once we receive.
Right, once we received it, we had to pay 2,000
Right.
prior to get it started.
Okay. Anything else for Dave? Scott?
All right. Well, we'll start off with holding in a deer with his car.
What? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
It didn't do a whole lot of damage to the car. It's gonna need a new front spoiler and the headlight assembly. The headlight's still in there and it stays in there, but it's broken. If you pop the hood up, the assembly inside is broken. That needs replaced. And we got an estimate on it today, $3351.98. And apparently we have a $2,000 deductible on our insurance. So if we need to wait until after the first of the year for budget reasons to take it in there, that's fine. It's drivable the way it is. But I just need to know what to do.
So we're still gonna file the claim?
Yes.
To pay the deductible, correct?
Yeah.
Ready?
Knowing that the other truck, 17, stone chip, might as well do it all in one. That way if we're gonna pay 2,000 for a claim, we get it.
You won't be able
Wouldn't it
to.
be two separate claims
Yes,
though?
Right, but I'm wondering if it would be,
It'll be two separate.
Yeah, it'll have to be two separate claims and then, as long as we have it within the budget, we could do it this year.
If you just have a stone chip though, sometimes they'll waive deductible for a stone chip if it can be repaired versus
Okay.
replaced. You just have to check on that, but let's,
We're
yeah.
getting.
But just you-
I think the car needs fixed, I mean,
Yeah,
if we can. well, Yeah,
I was gonna say, if it's a windshield, it shouldn't have any deductible.
yes.
Yeah, it should be comprehensive.
Well, so with the deer's comprehensive, but a lot of times you still carrying it, or.
Yeah, they-
Deductible and comprehensive,
Yeah,
right.
so,
But a $2,000 deductible seems
It's a little high
I
for
feel.
comprehensive, but, that's where it is, that's where it is.
Yeah. well, Peggy and I can get together and figure out if we wanna wait or not. That's fine if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, if it's okay, like, I feel like if our budget allows us to do it this year, I think that I'm okay with this year.
What's that?
I'll know by this evening and I'll just leave it on your door.
That's fine. That's fine. Talked about holding, one of our part-time people, Nathan Cox, resigned. He works full-time in Garrett. And, he basically said he's working so much overtime in Garrett, he doesn't have time to put in here anymore, and he didn't see any reason to keep his spot on the roster, so he resigned. So I've removed him from everything. The car, we talked about a new car in the last meeting. I did get some numbers from that company that I was talking to you about. And I'm gonna give you two of them. Nope, I got mine right there. And you can see where it says grand totals, the first number there is if you lease it. And then the number all the way to the right is if you buy it outright. So there is that extra expense for leasing the vehicle for 3 years. but then you pay $1 and you own the car, they give you the title for the car. I don't know where we wanna go with this, because, even if you say we wanna, leasing sounds good, because we only have to come up, what it would be is 23,000, 3 payments of 23,153.37, and then your 4th payment would be $1. But every year, for 3 years, you have to come up with that money. We probably have the money right now for 1 payment, but you still need 2 more years to make those payments. So, but I know we don't have the money to just buy a car outright either.
And this is fully outfitted?
Fully outfitted, yes, and that's a Ford Interceptor, a Ford Explorer.
Peggy, maybe you can help me with this. I'm gonna ask, because I was just looking through this. Our Lloyd Public Safety Fund. What is that? What can we use out of that fund? Well, I'm looking here. We are gaining revenue versus beginning of the year versus the current balance. Can we spend Lloyd Public Safety money to buy a police car?
But you have to budget ahead of time. Cause that's how we paid for one of the fire trucks. We leased it, and we made the lease payments come out of the Lloyd.
And is our 2026 budget final?
Not yet, no, not until the end of this month.
Yeah,
I just see that,
Right.
that may be an avenue for us to, I mean, we can keep putting this off and keep putting this off, but it doesn't get any better, never answers the question of, we gotta have a police car.
no,
We're
and
gonna continue always going, like, we're gonna always
it's a perpetual
yeah.
cost,
Yeah.
yes.
So I guess even if we would decide to do a lease and fund it from that, if we had the money for the first year.
I believe with what I have left in my budget this year and what we have in a donation funds, we could cover the first payment. But when we order the car, it'll take like 8 months to get it, because they have to get the car, they have to order it, then they have to get it, then they have to do their process of upfitting, and that even includes the decals and everything. They deliver it in a truck, there's your car.
So,
If you had this year's payment, you wouldn't have it for 2026 until 2027. Cause you didn't put it in your budget for 2026.
So if we do it for next year,
Next year,
so we did the eight,
then you have it ready for the 2020.
Yeah, and I can talk to the salesman I've been dealing with, and I believe we wouldn't have, I don't think we would have to have the first payment when we order it. It would be when the car is here.
when it's delivered,
Right.
okay.
So, but yeah, it's something that, I mean, every year we go without ordering a car, that puts another year on all the cars that we have, and more miles and more wear and tear and more money.
So with this, with the lease idea, that would mean that you would essentially be limited to getting a car every 3 years versus what we were trying to.
I mean, the goal right now would be every 2 years, but we'd be thrilled to death to have a car every 3 years, because if we don't do something.
So that just limits us. If we do a lease, then we can only buy a car every
And
3 years.
yes, you're right,
but like the I guess I just don't even understand what. I guess I've never leased a car.
So if we put it in for next year.
So if you're leasing the car, it's not
2027.
ours, correct?
Not
Not
until we
until
make
the
the
last
final payment.
If we do
Okay.
it for 2026, start the process and not get it until.
Let me ask you this, if
2027.
we lease it, are they liable then for the repairs and maintenance and all that stuff?
I don't think so, but that's a good question, I'll find out, but I
So
don't,
it's pretty much just if we were to get a loan from a bank.
pretty much, yes,
It's basically.
yeah.
So we're pretty much just
It's
paying
a
the
lease
interest
per-
and
it's a lease
then.
purchase.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It's a lease
Okay.
purchase. We did the same thing with the fire truck way back. It was a lease purchase, right?
Yeah.
It was like 10 years or something.
Yeah, it was 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 10 years and it was 35,000 a year.
Yeah,
for
right.
10 years.
Yes.
Can I sit down with you and double check how we could go ahead and,
Yeah, because if you take it out of this year and your lease payments due in a year, you're not gonna have the money until 2027.
but if we get it started for the 2027 budget, and we get it started, at least 8 months it's gonna take, so
Right,
we're
right.
still
And
in
if
that
we could-
process.
And if we could, I apologize, if we could fund the first payment from our current budget,
Right, and that's where I'm,
what's in our 2026 budget, make the first payment, and then
right, and that's
then
where
as
I'm,
budget out of the Lloyd public safety for the next 2 years.
But you won't have it till 2027.
correct, but that's what I'm saying, is if we can,
You'd have to make payment number one from police donations and from.
correct, but it's a point, I wanna get it in for next year,
Okay.
for the
Let's-
following year.
Yeah,
for the
let's
27.
work on that, because, I guess the other option is with the funds that's there, I have no idea what we're using that fund for, but, it appears, if I'm reading this right, that our revenue, year-to-date revenue is higher than our disbursements year-to-date.
Because you haven't paid your fire checks yet. That's what comes out of there.
Yeah, there's 25,000 that are for the fire check, or,
25,000 for the fire, the points, and then your EMT pay and your officers pay.
All that comes from Lloyd Public
Yes.
Safety and
Yes.
not from general.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, then the other issue is, if I'm understanding it right, we're all understanding it right. I don't know, $9,000-10,000 I'm sitting on left from this year's budget because we scrimped and saved in hopes of getting a new car. If I don't spend that, I lose it.
No, you technically don't lose it.
Who gets it?
It can be
You can
reappropriated.
reappropriate it. You can do an additional appropriation to spend it for 2026.
Can we make that happen? Because if not, I have some purchase orders, I need to spend some money.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I would be 100%. And if you need equipment, I'd say get equipment, but if not, then I'd say let's reappropriate it and
Transfer to 2026.
get it into
Well, that's fine,
2026.
because what I need, I can buy
By
some of
2026.
it out of next year's budget, but
Then
I just didn't wanna let what I,
Your low at
like
2027
$10,000
for your payment
go.
too.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Okay, so we can do that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
no, I'm
You
sorry.
could-
So
we
if
could
you,
work it
if you,
into the low end for
if you pay that out of
2027.
2026, and then your payment for 2027, you can budget it with your 2027 budget out of the Lowit fund.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, I just don't wanna lose the money I have in
No,
there.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
why we saved it.
Right.
No, if you don't spend it, you can actually do additional appropriation if you've got a contract or a purchase or something you wanna use it for.
Let's make
You
sure
can
that we-
you can encumber it, but it's just easier to do additional appropriation.
And I'll get some more information from the salesman tomorrow. But the way I understood it is even if we waited till January and we said, okay, let's order this car, then they start the process of getting it and
be August.
they order it, then they get it, and yeah, it'll be like August, and then we would need a payment then.
Yeah, let me run some numbers real quick when I get down here
Okay,
and see what I can,
yeah.
see what we can come up with.
Like I said, I know we have a donation fund with some money in, and I'd hate to just completely drain that.
I would agree,
But if we have to use some
Some
of
of
it
it,
for the payment next year, that's fine.
And when we get our budget order, we'll know how much revenue we will get for the year,
Right.
or what we're anticipated to receive.
Okay.
So you'll be able to base it from that.
That's all I had.
And then Bob was just talking about, I remember last year's budget meeting, we talked with Scott about, he kind of wasn't using part-time employees at all.
Right.
You really didn't use part-time employees this year, and really
Did not,
at all.
no, I mean,
So-
Mark he's a school resource officer in Fremont, there's no school over Christmas break, so he told me he would work some over
Mhm.
Christmas break, but he's not gonna.
So you probably have those funds also, that,
Well, we are using that to fund your 2026 budget.
That's where I didn't understand,
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
if we can,
Is
Yeah,
that for the
well,
2026 salary budget for the law enforcement?
because of the increases.
Okay,
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
using that, so 2025 part-time budget, we're using to fund 2026's
26's
budget?
budget.
Increases,
Okay.
salary
Yeah,
increases,
yeah.
right?
So, but
Okay.
I mean, I need
That's
to
what
be
I
clear
thought.
too, to let to
Okay.
tell my people, if they
Yeah.
do wanna work,
Yeah,
are we
'cause that's
using
how
it
they
all, is there
funded it.
some money in there?
That's why I'm sitting here asking questions, because I'm confused just the
I
same
don't, I
as
don't
you are.
believe that all of that is.
Well, I think it
numbers
was
we
like
figured. I mean, I haven't seen
$25,000
the figures, but-
originally.
Right.
It is, but we've already used up a little bit this year from some of your part-timers that have
Right.
worked,
Right,
so,
but then we'd be talking about 26 budget. And I think that was allotted $25,000 for your part-time people.
You're right.
So I'm assuming that whole $25,000 isn't going towards pay raises.
So you're asking, just so I'm clear, you're asking the leftover 2025 part-time salary budget, can that also be reappropriated?
Once you make sure your budget is funded, and if there is any.
Because we
Because
took,
you're gonna
we,
take what,
There's quite a bit.
we took some of the 2026 part-time budget to fund the increases in salary, but not the 2020, the unused 2025 funds should still be, assuming that we have.
using that for those increases that you already gave. Because you didn't have a budgeted for 2025,
Okay.
so you
Well,
use those,
for Shane,
I'd like
use
to,
a portion
okay,
of that.
I'd
that's
like
what
to
I was-
see
Okay.
what those amounts are.
okay, so you want the amounts of how much each person,
How much of that part-time fund we have utilized for. Oh, I got closer to you.
Yeah, what's left, and then I guess what I need to know is going into 2026, how much money do I have to pay my part-time people?
We should know that when we finalize budget, right?
We are waiting for the state to
Okay,
tell us what those numbers are.
okay, so will they know, hopefully soon?
We'll know when they tell us.
yeah, we're at
We're
their
at their
discretion.
Hopefully soon, I come to Joe the other day, he said Fremont knows.
No, but we're at the discretion of,
Yeah.
or, yeah, DLGF.
LGF.
Is that what we
That
normally
help
do at our
a little?
year-end
Yeah.
meeting?
Yes, I just don't wanna
Is
lose
we
my money.
finalize budget?
No, I don't want you to lose your
Submitted.
money, I think that.
We've submitted it to the state, we're just waiting for them to tell us if it's approved or not.
As little as you get, I want you to use what you have.
Yeah, exactly, I mean, yeah, like I said, I had purchase orders for some new computers and things, but we can wait till the first of next year and start working on that stuff. As long as it's gonna go towards something that might be car. Thank you.
Anything else for Scott?
I don't have anything else.
No.
Building parks,
Well, in the parks, Zeke cut some trees and I asked him to keep the wood chips and the brush separate, so I got some mulch. And then we'll put on the playground till it snows.
A little early this year.
And in the building, we had to replace the belt on the number one air handler. And when the air separators and air bleeders on the boiler started leaking, and I had Craner look at it, and he suggests that we work on all of them, but wait till spring when we're done with the boiler. So, we'll be getting a quote on that in the springtime. That's all I got.
In the streets, obviously been plowing and sanding quite a bit. Mike, did you get the email on the CCMG award?
I did, yes,
That's all go.
we got the $1 million, yes. I don't know if you guys knew that, we did get 2026 community crossing in the amount of $1 million.
So your road will get tore up, huh?
What was your match?
200, right? Was it?
It was,
Says 20
Like 270,
yeah, 270.
somewhere between 250 and 300.
You got the full-
They upped them up, didn't they?
Yeah, it's only 80% match
80%,
now. Or
20.
20% match for us. 20%. We bought some new cutting edges for the 550 snowplow. I think it's $300 a piece. And, then I go to the Title VI stuff, Casey.
Can, yeah.
We need to update our Title VI policy so we get submitted by the end of the year. You guys' signature. Say you're gonna just put in the UT cap. You need to sign there, then hopefully you need to sign there.
So you made your motion. Adopt the non-discrimination.
I make a motion to adopt the non-discrimination plan.
I'll second that.
Chilly out there.
Yes. Actually, you can send these guys over text this, so that's what I do if you want more copies.
Yes, I don't put it in your mailbox.
Also, the pressure transducer went out at the school lift station. We've been pumping it down by hand for the last week. It's just because it won't turn on, it thinks it's empty all the time. So I got a PO to have it replaced. It's $4,121 to come in and replace it and calibrate it for American Pump Works pump repair.
Make a motion for $4,121 for American Pump Repair.
I'll second that.
I'll concur.
And then, since Don's here, the sewer tap's been made for the grader building out there. So that's down, weather, trying to put a paper on, I'm doing water taps, I don't know when that's gonna be scheduled. In zoning, Don, did you get an ordinance to vacate that alley we need up?
Yes,
Okay. We got a petition to vacate an alley in block 14.
we have to have a public hearing, and that's,
Yeah, I just wanna make them aware of the petition.
We'll have to schedule a public hearing.
actually, I scheduled it due to the publication requirements, and we're going over the holidays. I was hoping to do it at the December meeting at the end of the year.
Okay.
But it's gonna have to be at the 13th, because they want to publish it. Due to the holidays, it won't be published in time, so the 13th is when the hearing will be held. I think I set it at 7:00. Sorry for the delay.
The 13th of,
It's January, that's our next.
And then next meeting, okay.
that's what I was actually, have we figured out our year-end meeting
That's on the agenda.
today?
Yeah, it's on the agenda for next meeting, so we'll talk about that. Actually, it's, the date's on there, so.
Oh, it is.
If we can, it's, I guess that's up to you guys.
Anything else for Jim?
Yeah, I need a motion to approve, I'm all kind of going in line with Title VI. I just need there's no place to sign this, the motion to approve the American Disabilities Act self-evaluation.
I make a motion to approve that.
It's not 80 pages.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to read that before we can vote on it.
And then we have to have a public hearing to approve that plot.
No, I communicated with, Keith, and, we, since there were no conditions placed on the plat, the first, primary and secondary, there's no need for secondary approval. And, I told him what to put on the plat so it could be recorded, but it does have to, plat does have to come to the council for their signature.
Right here, and it's got the signature blocks on it.
And I think,
Then it's gotta go to the recorder's office and then the assessor.
Yeah.
Ken said you take those down there and file those.
and there, he told me there was an indication of public roads, roadway.
Right.
And you're signing, you accept the public roadway by your signing the plat.
Yeah, it's really small.
I think you got a problem.
Magnifying glass.
We have a motion for accepting the plat for project 15.
I make a motion to accept the plat for project 15.
I second that.
You need to take it off of the
Okay.
council meeting on the agenda.
Usually they record it, or you,
Yeah, I told Ken once it's signed, I'll get it to
You
him and he's gonna
You
take
need
it out.
this copy signed?
Yeah, that'll work. And then, he's gonna take it to the recorder's office and the assessor's office.
I think you're saying that below.
Got it. I don't know if I can sign up for this.
Should have you sent a full print.
If we need to sign a full print, we can.
Roll it out on the table.
Are you kidding me?
See that?
I got a half inch to sign it to my name?
that's a single lot subdivision, so it's not a.
4 inches later.
only lot plat.
And that's all I have.
So that will resolve Ken's issue with that.
Yes. After talking to the people at the county.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you jumping on that though for me, because I didn't know where to start. Anything else? Let's see, where am I at? Utility department.
Alright, it's on 5,707,000 gallons of water this month. Daily average was 197,710. Shut off the water at both parks, and those guys got a winter ready. Found a leak in Hudson, the meter pit, their main meter pit out there. I got that fixed. Put back together. Cost you no money. You're welcome.
Thank you.
We met with Peerless and, with their wellhead meeting for the 5-year plan. They, finished that up and turned that stuff into item and sent us over the copies for 5-year plan, so all that stuff's taken care of, which I have a PO for. The price for that is $9,075.
This is for their 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, wellhead protection 5-year update.
I make a motion for $9,075 for Fearless.
I'll second that.
No, sure.
And then, also Fearless performed the flow test at the fire reservoir. We got that done this month. That's all I got. Yes.
Anything else for utilities? Be interested in feedback on how Alex.
Pretty good. Kevin's been with me more than I have. I've been busy with snow and stuff, so.
What stuff?
What?
What stuff?
Yeah, let's see. Just so you guys know, and I think it's gonna work out, he asked, because he's got drive time right now, he was really interested about relocating over closer this way, but, right now, it's gonna be okay, his hour's gonna be 7 to 3:30. You give somebody here an extra hour in the afternoons for service calls and stuff.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
We've got plenty of people early in the morning, so I didn't think it'd be an issue.
Alright. Nope, I don't have any issues with that, but, yeah, if you guys need anything or have any issues, let us know.
He seems to be getting on pretty good though.
Yeah,
Yeah, he seems like he's raring to go. So,
good.
pretty-
Okay. I don't think you guys knew Monday was his first day, so.
I haven't seen him, but
So today's Tuesday. So far, so good.
Disappointed he's not here. Okay, moving on, anything else for utilities, you guys, before we move on? Nope. Clerk?
I have a favor to ask. With the stuff with the SRF, the not understanding it all, and I've called Karen in, I had to. I am definitely needing her help for just knowing what to say, what not to say, what to do. There's so much, and I've never done it before. I would like your guys' permission to have her come in and help with, we've got to start up, what, 2 different bank accounts now?
Maybe 4,
Possibly 4.
maybe 4, depending on how they decide to pay off the,
USDA.
USDA.
Right.
And then we'll have a fund that is gonna be a construction fund, which it's all gonna be wire transfers. And we have to set up a minimum of 3 and maybe 4 accounts with the New York bank.
So this has been an all.
And then we'll have to get bank statements from them, because the money will go to the New York bank. We will wire transfer all the payments to the construction people. So we have to set up a construction fund where it all flows in and flows out. And so then we have to incorporate that with our Keystone, because that'll be totally separate bank accounts.
So it's something that hasn't been done prior to all this other stuff.
SRF before was we made payments out of our checking account and made the bond payments, we made the construction fund payments, and
So now we have to wire them money?
Mhm.
That seems,
That's how the state requires it.
It's all automatic.
that seems unsafe.
So the bond funds are going into the New York bank
Yes.
accounts, and then,
And
so
then
once the
they'll
construction's
wire
done,
them to the
The way SRF works, yeah, basically, when you get a invoice from either us or the contractor doing construction, we'll bring that to council, you'll approve it, and then Peggy will fill out a disbursement request. You send the disbursement request to SRF, and then SRF will, what I understand, they will then send the money to the contractor. But you have to, for all of those payment requests, so you gotta send disbursement requests to SRF.
So,
And then you could have retainage that you gotta keep track of, but I suspect this contractor will just have SRF hold the retainage. But, yeah, it's not just paying out, it's a process that's a little bit different than what you're used to.
so what are we,
So my
what do we
question
think,
is,
what's the timeline to get this set up, what's the timeline to get, do we know?
I asked him about the construction part of it, it said 1 to 2 years on the construction.
Right,
right. So,
And then you're going to have the payoff to, USDA. And it's all not gonna happen in all of this month. You've got pre-closing on the 11th, and you've got a closing on the 18th, and then we have to get those account numbers set up into our key fund account to be able to track all of that, because we're gonna get bank statements from the New York bank then, and we'll have to reconcile all of them each month.
okay.
so have you ever done it like this before?
I have done an SRF before.
But have you done it
but
like
I
this
have-
before?
I have not done the wire thing where we had to actually wire it. I had to do all the construction
Mm-hmm.
disbursements and claims and all of that. But now we're going to have to process them and get them to them.
it's more the verbiage right now, because Brandon is explaining stuff to me, I'm trying to understand it, not understanding it. I call Karen, because it's like, Karen, what is he saying? So I have them both on the phone, and they're both, they, I don't know what it is, the verbiage, they both know what's going on. And I am.
And I'm willing to help do that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Either, I mean, you ask for my help, or you're gonna have to hire a consultant to come in.
Well, you are our consultant.
That's what I'm saying.
We
So
have you
I'm
hired.
asking for you to continue my contract so we get through all of this.
If that's okay. If not, the other option, I was asking Karen about putting her on part-time and doing it that direction on an on-call basis. So like I said, there's two different options we can do, but I'm trying to figure out how to get this taken care of. And I'm not gonna say anymore.
So I guess I'm trying to get an idea. I mean, are we thinking that we're a couple months to kind of get things to where it's a normal routine, or are we talking 6 months, or are we talking, are you saying you need help for the full 2 years? What do you think? Where are we at? Because
Where we're at, I'm overwhelmed.
I understand that, but I'm trying to get an idea of what you're asking. Are we saying?
What I'm trying to ask for is I got Brandon over here
I know.
with Buzz. I've got Casey. I've got Kimberly.
No. You're going off topic. You're not catching
No.
what I'm
Let me
saying.
explain it to you. As a former clerk,
No,
there's a lot of responsibility
I
as a
understand
former clerk. And Peggy is taking on all of this extra
Oh,
stuff,
absolutely.
trying to learn her job. I mean, she's only into this for 2 years. She hasn't had all these other
No.
crazy things coming up.
I'm not discounting that. What I'm just trying to get it at.
A ballpark on how long it'll take.
A few months probably, right? Safe start.
I
That-
say 5 months, and then if it goes any further than that, then we'll come back and
Rid.
because
So
there's so much.
Until we know what that whole process is going to entail, we don't know.
February, but I doubt it.
But I asked for, Casey today, where can I get some more information, how to learn to do this?
No, absolutely. We want, I'm gonna say we, because I think I'm speaking for the council, we want you to succeed in this. We don't want this to be an overwhelming burden where you can't handle it. Karen, we appreciate your help, I really do. My issue is, I feel like the rate that we're paying you right now is maybe more than what we can afford for a long term.
I'm only coming in when absolutely necessary.
And I totally get that.
And she said, Brandon called Karen,
Yep.
he wants you to come in and explain this to you, so that you can make me understand how it works. And so I did. And then he's like, well, we need to set up all these different accounts. And I'm like, okay, so I went into Keystone and figured out how I need to set them up, but then I need some information from them to be able to set these accounts up. And then you're talking, this is year end too,
No, I get it.
and all this
Totally-
extra stuff, and
Totally
it's like,
understand
I'm
that.
still trying to
there's a
help
lot
her
going on.
understand the process without the additive stuff, and I understand that stuff because I've dealt with it before, and so I'm just here to help.
I think it's hard because I don't remember what you were, I think it wasn't a consultant before, it was still an on-call basis maybe.
I was a consultant and now I'm on an on-call
Okay,
basis.
before it was a consultant,
Yes.
and it was,
And I was okay, because
Yes.
that gave Peggy a year to understand the process.
right, and it was.
And now I'm just on call when she,
Yes.
needs for me to come in and walk her through a process.
Yes.
Or something on the computer has glitched and she's like,
Mhm.
okay, and then when State Board of Accounts come in and they were auditing, 3 of my years, so I
Yeah.
wanted to be in here to make sure
Yep.
that they had everything they needed.
And I could be wrong, I feel like a consultant was cheaper for our budget. And I could be wrong, but I feel like a consultant was cheaper for our budget. And now that it's on-call basis, that portion of our budget is pulling from other parts of our budget. And and I'm not saying that this is a very, and I can't imagine, it's a very difficult job. And it's year 2 now, and I want you to learn, and I want you to learn as much as you possibly can, and I do want you to succeed. But we're year 2, and it's you've asked for all this help, and we continue to give it to you, and then you wanted less help, which is why we put her on-call basis, and now it's more and more.
But I didn't
But
know.
we
I know,
didn't know
I
how
know.
intense this was going to be.
I know,
And that's my
but
fault.
I don't think we can afford the on-call rate.
Not for 2 years, for sure.
No.
No.
And,
Yeah, so,
and that's,
I'm
that's
fine
why
for a
I'm
couple more
saying-
months, that's what I'm saying, I'm fine for a
we
few more
could,
months.
if you wanna sign a contract and have it have the verbiage of termination at whatever given point
Well, I believe the contract we have now is just basically termination,
at the end of the year.
Yeah, it was. at
Yeah,
the end of the
that's
year.
what it says, at the end of the year,
That's what it said.
December 31, 2025.
I thought
And then-
when we did this, we had, there were 3 different options, and I thought we selected the option that, there was no timeline for termination.
The contract actually said there was a termination.
Termination,
well,
yeah.
So then,
That would
as
be
far as I'm
correct.
concerned, then we need to do a new contract for next year.
That's all I have.
I think I do want you to have the help that you need. I don't want you to feel like I don't want you to have the help that you need. That's not how I want you to feel in any way, shape, or form. I want you to have those resources.
Like you said, I'm pulling at strings, just,
No,
I'm pulling.
I know, I'm gonna just speak for myself, I know that it's a lot, I get that, and I want you to have the help you need, we absolutely do. I am I don't know, I apologize, I must be thinking of something different, so I'd love to see the current contract that has my signature on it, so. And then I'm 100% okay with getting you through this setting up and getting this started. Now, at some point, I feel like the process should become a little more routine.
That's
Right,
what,
for the
we're
payments,
thinking, once
right?
we get
And-
everything set up and get
And that
the account set up and the process, we go through the process
a few times.
a few times, then we're gonna know what that process is, and it's gonna get easier.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just say, so at what point do we feel like we're gonna be more of a routine task in less unknowns, right?
Yeah.
Just simply that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
appreciate,
yeah.
appreciate everything you've done.
And I still have loyalty here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I tell Peggy, if you run into trouble, give me a call. I can walk you through it over the phone, and I usually do.
Because forgive me, but I thought the contract we had was kind of open-ended, but able to be ended at any point by either party. That's what I thought we had.
Yeah,
And it
that's
says
kind
it
of
could
what I
be
thought
open,
too.
it could be terminated at any point. All you have to do is give me written notice, but it did have an end date of
Okay,
this
okay,
year.
fair enough. So
Yeah.
let's look at getting that extended, with probably those same terms, so that when we get to the point where,
And I don't wanna do this forever either.
no, I get you. But I.
Yeah, but there does come a time where you gotta fly.
Yes.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
But the stuff that's been thrown at Peggy with all this extra stuff, with trying to learn the job.
Yeah.
Has been overwhelming.
Mhm.
I,
I don't know how new clerks do it.
some
Okay.
don't, some
All right,
don't.
so let's get let's,
I got
I
it
don't
written
wanna
down.
see
okay, let's, yeah, no, we
give
want
up.
this.
I don't wanna see her give up.
Okay, we've run a little over, but, is anything else for the department head meeting? Quick adjournment and, or motion to adjourn, I guess.
I would move for adjourn. Second that.
You guys want a few minutes before we start?
I do.
Old contractor.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, minutes, we're gonna wait on those, correct?
Like I said, my computer is junk.
I'm on that, I just wanted to double check for the record. Approval of financial and bank reconciliation reports.
That's these, right?
No, that's just your,
Uh-oh.
that's
I
just
forgot
your
the bank.
fund account, so we didn't
The
have.
bank, where we did the checks and that.
Oh, the register?
Yes.
Okay.
Heather will have to get it, Karen. Heather will have to get it.
Okay.
Is it something with Xerox?
Yeah, it's in the Xerox.
We can find that in.
Yeah,
That would go on.
cause yours automatically
Yeah,
goes
so-
to the Xerox.
So, we get a motion on the approval of financial and bank reconciliation report.
Do you wanna see them first?
Yeah, you guys don't have to, do you? You
What's
guys,
that?
alright,
I want to account payable.
Do we even have accounts payable?
That's what Heather just
That's
said.
what she
Okay,
just-
alright, let's just.
Ordinance and resolutions.
I think this is what Don wanted today, right?
That's why, yeah,
Okay, so that's that one.
yeah, I need a copy of that to make the adjustments.
Right,
Well, I sent you the emailed you today.
Yeah, I didn't have, I
Oh, I'm
was
sorry.
tied up this afternoon,
Alright,
I
I'm
didn't have
sorry.
time to prepare the ordinance.
Okay.
so. How much time, what are we gonna do? So what I'd asked Don to do is to adjust this ordinance to, fix some of the utility department, as we talked about, with putting, a superintendent and operator in a dual operator
Some of
position.
that, the signature side. The
You
Xerox
have to do that,
doesn't
but
two-sided.
have you passed the original ordinance yet? Apparently you have not.
No, we've not. So we need to table this until we get it correct.
I think you need to pass it by
You
the
have
end
to
of.
pass it today and at your year-end meeting, cause you have to have 2 readings.
I, make a motion to, I'm sorry, I can't focus today.
Pass the first reading.
First reading of the ordinance right there. Ordinance 2025-7.
I make a motion to, pass ordinance 2025-7.
I second that.
It's been a long 2 days.
Can I take,
Yes, so this,
you give me one of those, I don't wanna mess up your.
you're fine, I'll get you. And then here's this is the right amount. Just never, everything just didn't print off.
so this is the accounts payable.
Yes,
And these are the correct reconciliation.
yes, those are
Reports though,
correct,
right?
yes, everything there is correct. It just didn't print off everything.
So a motion for the reconciliation reports,
I make a motion for the approval of the financial and bank reconciliation reports.
I second that.
and I will concur.
I'll make a copy of this.
All right, then approval of the accounts payable register.
Make a motion that the approval of the accounts payable register.
I second that.
And I will concur. Do we have any other ordinances or resolutions?
I do have one, but I'll get it to you for the end of the year meeting.
Okay.
I prepared it, but it works out best if it starts the first of the year.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
That's yours, Peggy.
So then moving on into new business, approval of the public official bonds 2026 for Scott, Barnhart, Peggy, Heather, and Heather.
I make a motion to approve the public official bonds for 2026.
I second that.
And I'll concur.
Sorry, I was putting that in the meeting.
You're good.
And then I need
Do you need to
everybody
sign
to sign every one of these so I can, record those and, put them in our file.
The annual certification of elected official to the executive of the town of Ashley nepotism policy.
Every year we have to do it, so Bob, Brittany, and myself have to sign it.
And then it gets filed with Micah, and then it goes in the nepotism file, and then it's the board of accounts checks it, but they did.
We don't have to motion, we just have to sign, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Date today?
9.
Thank you.
Already done that one?
All right, approval, oh yeah, we already put that. Title VI, we already did, correct?
Yes.
Approval for WWSRF signatures on the closing on December 18th.
Yeah, so I'll just go through this very quickly. As stated, you are pre-closing with SRF this Thursday, the 11th. Your final closing is the 18th. Once that's done, you need to sign the owner contract agreement. You need to do the notice of award and issue the notice to proceed. The issue is you can't do that until we close, and we can't wait till the next meeting because you want to get that process done in the SRF. What you have in front of you, there's nothing to sign. I just want to make sure everybody's aware of it. If you look at sheet number 1 is the contract, the agreement. If you look at page number 3 in the top right in blue, you're basically the agreements for $8,522,333, so about $8.5 million. That included base bid alternates 2, 7, and 8. And then if you go to sheet number 9, I believe. No, sheet number 11, that's just the notice of award. Again, that's a standard document we do with all your projects. We just can't do it yet until you close. And then sheet number 12 is the notice to proceed. So basically we're getting done the fall of 2027. So we would ask upon legal comment or advice that you make a motion to sign the owner contractor or to sign the SRF owner contractor agreement, the notice of award and notice to proceed outside of a council meeting upon closing by Micah and the clerk.
I'll make a motion to sign SRF owner contractor agreement,
Notice of award,
notice of award,
notice to proceed
notice to proceed
after the closing
after the closing,
and outside of the meeting by council president and the town clerk.
outside of the meeting by council president and town clerk.
Correct.
And I'll second that.
Yep. I was trying to write it down, like,
I should have.
I'm clicking, you're
Usually I say that and the council will just say, so moved.
I I needed like,
What he said.
I needed
Yeah,
a computer,
so
I could have typed that.
Remember that phrase, Ben, he's so moved.
So moved or what he said.
And then Peggy, you're taking care of the other documents that Buzz's office sent?
Actually, this is what Kimberly,
Kimberly.
yeah, said, which is another thing that was totally, I asked Casey about. I guess we have to sign, and it'll tell us each page, who signs, and all these have to be signed, and, I'll date them.
So Don, that's from bond counsel, and I think there are documents that's needed for pre-closing, but she's asking for them to be signed and sent to her before pre-closing, from what I
Right, tonight.
understand.
Yeah, they're
So
just
they
wanting them
include it
tonight.
in the documents.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
include it in the document packet, which is pretty standard. It may just be a motion for them to be signed, the pre-closing documents to be signed.
That's why I put it,
I didn't know how you wanted it.
see if there's anything in here I didn't. It'd be a motion to give, the town board president, the authority to sign the pre-closing documents, with, authority for the clerk treasurer to attest to the signature.
What do I say?
So
What do I
moved.
say? So moved.
So moved.
So moved.
That's your new word.
The
Word of the day,
All
so
right.
moved.
Alright, so we have a motion,
I second it.
alright, and I will concur.
Again, I can't write that fast.
So you'll need all these signed tonight though, right?
Yes.
Don't date.
Cause you're married.
Usually what we did was sign them and then send them to them with the signatures and then they dated them. Since we're not having a meeting one-on-one.
Right.
Alright. So before you leave, I'm gonna double check everything, so that way I don't miss one.
Signatures, yeah.
Do I have to do it right now, or can I do it?
You
at
can
the
do
end
it
of the meeting?
after.
Okay, let's keep moving then. Don't want to forget. Alright, approval for the year-end meeting, December 29th at 6:15
It's a
PM.
Monday.
I make a motion to approve that.
Work for you,
Does
Don?
that work with
I'm good with it. For Monday.
Don, does that work on you?
Figure it out. I'll be here.
Okay.
We can wait on.
Are we gonna have a dinner before that at all?
That was up to you guys. If you want me to have it catered in, I can. I was gonna have Danny's uptown here. She's really, the food is awesome. I don't know.
I second that.
Okay, it is really good food, and she's reasonable, and she does a heck of a good job, so.
I just asked that we have maybe a good head count and, maybe, it seemed like we had a lot of extra food last year.
Yes, there was too much.
Yeah, no.
So,
A lot of people didn't share, I felt like the amount of people
That
that we
happens
said
every
was
year.
there
every year?
did
Every
not
year?
come,
Okay.
so.
Now, do you want it just for the employees and their spouse, or do you want it for the
I
whole
think so.
family?
I feel like if they have kids and they wanna bring their kids, that's totally fine. Like, I'll probably bring my kids.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Probably not bringing mine.
They're all
So-
over the
so we're
Just
gonna-
because I feel like my kids are at the age where I take them everywhere with me.
So are we doing a meeting at 6:15 or dinner at 6:15?
The meeting at 6:15, so
Okay.
if we wanna do,
We
Like
typically
5
do
o'clock?
dinner at 5, yeah.
do dinner at 5, and where do you want it held at? If you wanna leave the mess at the fire hall, we
I
can do
think we
that.
just do it at the fire hall and then come down here for the meeting. That's what we typically, that's
Okay.
fine with that.
Alright, then we'll do 5 o'clock. Anything special that you want food wise?
Bob can't eat, so don't order nearly as much food as.
I can eat, just not as much.
I don't care. Whatever you want. Ball's in your court, I agree.
Not like you have anything else to do, right?
No, I have nothing.
That's what I thought. Alright, not on the agenda, but I wanted to give a quick update on the S&S property. We hired MF Projects to take the building down. he's ready to go, with a couple week notice. The brownfield, I have a project manager contacted Lori, her name's Lori, we talked to her. She wants the building down before she starts her portion, but she's ready to start her portion as soon as possible. However, there's some concerns. One concern is asbestos in the building, and Brownfield agreed to pay for an asbestos inspection prior to demolition. So they're paying for it, it's in process right now. It was actually due, I'm not sure if it's the actual inspection or the bid for the inspection was due to her today. I've not heard an update. They are also concerned that there is an old tank that is still underground, partially under the building, that will affect the foundation coming out, and potential if there may be a hydraulic lift in the floor.
It still is.
Still there, right?
You just
So
put that,
what-
you just put that floor over the top, I'm pretty sure, Micah.
Yeah, so what she has gotten approved is that she's going to have a oversight at their expense there when Matt starts to pull the foundation. If we run into any issues, I'm gonna get some clarification from her. Like, I believe that we can get some help if we run into complications with this, because they're committed to this project. She was, in about 30 minutes, I had the approval for the asbestos inspection. We just didn't wanna get started and have any surprises. We're gonna work closely together. The cool thing is, Matt told me today that he was talking to his environmental expert that he uses.
And Matt's from MF.
MF, yes, he's the one that was here. You know, he did the Auburn Hotel demolition, so he's very familiar with this type of work. His environmental consultant knows Lori very well. Everything's just meshing together very well. So I would think that potentially in the next 30 days, we could see some work. Be fabulous, so.
Is IDEM gonna be present?
They are taking care of the IDEM portion because they are doing the environmental cleanup. So
Okay.
basically, all they're gonna do is have this oversight, so that if we run into that tank or if we run into that hydraulic lift, they're basically gonna stop the work, and I can't say for certain right now, but I believe that at that point, we'll just turn it over to them.
As far as the remediation of
The
the
remediation and stuff, yes. The town should not be responsible for any of that remediation for any of the fluid. They just, what they don't want is to pull something, have 200 gallons of oil spill on the ground, and then they have to worry about cleaning that up. So they just wanna control that a little bit, so. But yeah, by spring, that building's gone, so. The only thing I'm not sure about is the sign, and I'll work on that. We might have to pay Matt to take the sign down. It's not neither one of the agreements.
Can I take the sign down
You,
and have it?
you want it?
Yes.
I don't know why you didn't have it. I will verify with her. I don't believe it's on her project list.
Okay.
If they're not taking it for
I will
scrap.
take the sign down and I will keep it.
Is it on a pole?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna take the pole down too, or just the sign?
I think that's just bolted in there at the
Yeah, it's
bottom.
just bolted
It's
in
got
there.
light bulbs sticking out of
Just
it.
light bullet.
I'll take the whole dang
I
thing.
just have them torch, bolt off, it'll fall right over.
I think that post ought to be worth the demolition fee right there. That's a
So,
pretty good chunk of metal.
So just a quick update. That's the progress. I forgot to ask Jim, but I think that they got his contact. He's working with them to let him in the building when they need him in the building and all that stuff. So
Even if it is in their thing, take it out of their thing.
we're not gonna have to serve you a notice for having a sign sitting in your backyard. Look like-
No, we'll put it in the garage. Fine.
All the time it's weed.
Mouse in her pocket.
And then was the thing that you had for the next meeting, the vacation policy that we talked about?
I have the vacation ordinance done. I have another ordinance regarding permitting Peggy to pay certain bills prior to the actual approval, which is pretty common with towns that have one meeting a month. And it's very limited. It's basically utilities and contracts that you've already approved, or there's payments for some sort of service, maintenance contracts, that sort of thing, bond payments, pretty important. I'll have that for the December meeting.
Okay.
I've got it done, but it just works out better, it starts the first of the year.
Okay.
Nothing else open to the floor? Speak now or forever hold your.
Anybody wants to sign?
Invite someone else, Mike.
This was.
Is that SNS Express?
No, it says SNS,
Where the Hicks is.
but I need a sign, so
I represent.
I like to save money, so whatever I can do to save money.
And
So it's a
he has
perfectly
to,
good sign.
I think they're renaming it, Santa Mix is renaming it.
Okay,
Well,
so my
like,
question is
we're gonna
this guy
change it, so
that you have, or that bought it,
I'll figure out.
I've never met him, and I'd like to meet him because he not only owns,
I just don't wanna tear down
That,
all of our history.
he owns what used to be the old,
The building sign, the
pizza
sign
place.
list. It's gonna be
We tried to
moved.
get a hold of him
I make a
because,
motion, we go to the meeting.
Are you guys done?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sign the paper.
Well,
Second.
James
All right.
Holder is
Thank you.
currently.
Brett, I got a
the
picture.
global study from
Oh, look.
Oh my gosh.
I got it when we,
And I talked to his
across
sister
the
the
street,
other
which
day.
was Charlie's,
And,
I got a picture of the gas station about
When
nineteen
he gets
forty-six.
out of Cleveland Clinic, as soon
Car
as he
sitting
does,
out there, and
online,
tire rack sitting out front, it's
I can contact him.
about like
He lives
that,
in Hudson.
So,
black and
Yeah,
white.
if I'd have been, are you,
Properties, and I
are you
would
shut
like
off
to
so we're
make
not
sure
live?
I have
Peggy?
some done.
Are you shut off so we're not live?